back to the 9:15 Club podcast. Today we have with us Divesh, who comes from the IT background, and he's a Forex trader. He's someone who also does prop desk trading, so we'll also get to know something about that. And he trades with SMC concepts, which I believe might be new to some of us. So let's go and talk to him. Hey, hi Divesh.
Nice to see
Thank
you. Hi.
Same here. And thank you for joining us on the podcast.
My
Uh,
pleasure.
yeah, so first things first, how did you get started with trading and would you like to tell us something more about your introduction?
Okay, so Abhi, basically, I'm from New Delhi, right? And it's been quite a long time in my profession, which is specifically related to an IT profession, and I'm working as a technical director with some organization. Name definitely I cannot reveal. So
Right.
it's just that, and I live with my family. It's a kind of a joint family. I have two brothers and mom, dad, a huge family of 13, 14 members. I have two
Nice.
wonderful daughters, right? So that's that. And if I just talk about this trading, so trading actually it got developed as a hobby, right? I did not start it that I would be trading or going into the stock market anytime, right? Because what I've heard from my ancestors, my mom, dad, that this is a kind of a gamble, right? Do not put any money in it. It'll be all vanish. You'll be ruined. So based on that thought, I never tried it, right? But there was some situations, or I would say I was at my in-laws and was talking to my brother-in-law. He told me about some broker and about one of his friends. He was into the forex trading at that particular time, uh, trading with some Indian broker, or there was a kind of a Dubai-based broker, but he was earning a good amount of money, right? And what I got interested into, so let's give it a try, right? Because I'm from IT sector, and definitely if this is something related to maths or statics, analytics, analysis, I can definitely crack it, right? So in that haste, what I did, I actually put first 1500 on June 12th, 2022 in one of the
Okay.
broker's account,
Hmm.
right? And within a flash of time, it all got wiped off.
Okay.
I could not even understand what actually happened,
Hmm.
right? Just to find it out, I again put the same amount of money.
Hmm.
They went more than that. I mean, if the first trade, which would have taken like 5 minutes, it got vanished in next 2 minutes. So
Okay.
then I stopped. I thought if
Hmm.
someone is actually see, I was a losing party over there. They might be someone who would be the winning party,
Winning.
right?
Hmm.
So that thought came to my mind, and I started like scratching my head around, like, what is this all about? How does it work? So that was the very moment I started following different YouTubers, watch their videos, like what is trading, what is stock market, and I tried. I actually got my hands dirty by putting some initial amount of money into different broker, different firms. So I started with forex only, could not understand it, tried to follow multiple videos, and the more often what I got to know that there is something which is known as a moving average. This is a kind of tool which will help you to get out of it. You'll be a wonderful trader at all. So I thought that this is something what I got as a remedy of my problems, and I'll start my trading, and then I'll be a successful trader. And the Lambo would be outside of my door, right? So
Okay.
because of that thought, I started looking into that moving average stuff. Uh, I would call it as like beginner's luck. Initially, 1 or 2 days, I was pretty happy because I was getting my trades going into the right direction. But unfortunately, when I thought that if I can make like small amount of money out of trading, then definitely I'll be the bigger player. Let put more money into it, and then
Hmm.
you can understand what would have happened. So there was a problem, and I tried to find out if someone is there who can help me out. I was struggling for first 6 months completely, right? I was putting amount, like not that bigger amount, but it was in a kind of a chunks, 10,000 sometimes 15,000, 5,000. But and then trying to get hands on it, at least I would understand what this is all about, right? How does it work? But I was not getting answers from anywhere.
Okay.
So to and luckily, what I would call it or call myself as fortunate. I was wandering around the web and then fortunately found one link that was from one of my mentors, right? Mr. Nilesh Samant, right? He's running ANZ Academy. He's a wonderful trader, right? And the good thing is that because I was trying to put my all technical abilities into the trading, but it's just that I was not finding the right path or right route. Uh, and I would call it as the problem. The problem was related to the psychology. I was waiting for the bigger loss, but was not waiting for the bigger profit. The moment
So
I
beautifully put.
see the profit, right, I try to grab it. कि boss ये भी चला जाएगा. Let's capture it, right? Uh, when I connected with Nilesh sir, then finally I got to understand that this is a system, right? If you're going to be a trader, then you have to follow some rules. You have to be disciplined, because this is the only word. If you're disciplined, then definitely you'll be able to earn money. If you're not disciplined, then there's no way, or no one who can save you from the loss. I started working with Nilesh sir. The first trade I took with a particular system that got me 300 rupees, and I was pretty confident that, boss, this is something, if I'm following a system, because prior to that I was doing random things, I was not confident enough. But in this trade, though it made only just 300 bucks, but I was pretty much confident that this is something I'd followed, and it made me money, because this is based on of what particular system. From that day I started my journey into equity, and then followed different strategies and all, understood the behavior of the market, and gradually I developed my interest more into forex. Because the problem what I found with equity and the Indian stock market, it's just that it works for only for a couple of hours, right? It starts from 9:15 up to 3:30 or 3:15, whatever.
Right.
And during that particular time, it has three different phases. One, um, in the initial of the day, you would see the market is actually booming, a kind of a range expansion. Then it consolidates. It actually it'll waste your time for 1 or 2 hours, right? Because people would be consolidating their positions, and post that you don't know whether market would go up again or down again, right? So it was good, but I was following the system, but I was not making any money, right? And I did not give it a thought that making money is not the motive, or should not be the motive at that moment, because you are still learning. There are people in the market who still do not understand, even after spending a lot of years, that what is the direction, where would market go, right? So what I did, I actually started working on my psychology, the trading psychology. Risk management was absolutely poor. I did not work on it, because I thought that stop loss है इतना लगा देता हूँ, then it'll be like I'll be in a safe position. It'll not capture my whole money. I have a huge money. It's just like about $100 or 100 quantity. So, but when it starts hitting your stop losses, now you would definitely use your because that situation, when you have a streak of losing trades, you would definitely be thrashed. You would not be able to think what is actually happening, and that'll definitely happen with the new traders, or might have happened with the traders who have been in the market for so many years or months. So once that is done, then still one question was there. I was pretty much confused about, like, uh, why market behaves like this, why market takes my stop loss and then go into the same direction where I actually put my trade for. So there was a main problem. So instead of like taking trades on some mechanical system, because I was relying a lot of on lot of indicators. You would see, like, if you are working on some system or maybe like the sites, similar to TradingView or Go charting and all, they give you some assistance by utilizing or by taking their indicators. They'll give you a kind of a signal, but no, that's not a kind of confirmed signal, but it'll indicate based on the previous market data. I tried different indicators, but still the result was same. Then started studying more, or started watching more and more videos, but problem was still there, and to find out that answer to that question, like why market behaves like this. Then I started studying the smart money concepts. I put more focus towards price action. When I went into the price action area or price action zone, then I started to learn about the behavior of market, because that gave me a sense if there is some area where market may react from, so you need to find out that particular area, because market cannot just only go in the one direction, like it cannot go into the uptrend ever, and it definitely cannot go in the selling zone, right? It works on some range expansion, then it waits for some time, and then based on the data, based on the market supply and demand, it goes into a one particular direction. That understanding or the sense of the market behavior I actually got from the price action theory. And since smart money concepts or SMC is a kind of a derivative of price action, so what I did, I started looking into more and more uh, into depth of it. And it's been almost like 2 years I've been uh, learning price action and the different variations or different strategies around it. And the one and the good thing is that I've not used indicators for past 1.5 years. My trading strategy or the trading style what I have acquired, it is completely indicator less. So if you'd give me one simple chart, I'm okay with that. I can start my trading from that plain chart without putting any indicators, because price action and this SMC has actually gave me that strength. On top of that, because the price action has different variations, varieties or flavors, I started learning the ICT concepts. ICT concepts is kind of another derivative or a kind of a refinement on price action, which will make your trading journey a bit easier, because you'll be able to understand the exact areas where market would reflect, and it happens in most of the cases. So I'm not saying that 100% you'll be able to understand where the market would reflect from, but at least 70 to 75% you'll be in that position to understand the bias, the direction, and the structure of the market. So if that is something, uh, when you're starting your day for the trading and you know in which direction market would go, then definitely it'll immensely help you.
Okay.
So
So,
that
yeah.
is where I started SMC.
Okay, nice. That was a very
Yeah,
detailed introduction to your trading journey. So, in between, you
yeah.
said that there was a day that you got a profit of 300 rupees, and
Hmm.
maybe things turned from that time. So, do you consider yourself like a profitable trader today?
Yes, I would say I'm a profitable trader, because on daily basis I'm not earning a huge amount on daily basis, but it's that I've made a quite good progress if I compare myself with the Divesh. which was 2 years back, and where I'm standing right now. Earlier, I used to do, and one more thing, right? Related to this comparison, when I started trading now, I was doubling or tripling my account within 1 or 2 days because I was not following any rules.
Mm.
I did not realize that this is something is gamble. This is not trading. If I am putting 10,000 rupees on one particular day, I tried to convert it into 20,000, and it has happened multiple times. It happened, right? But the moment I started following the system, I was not even able to make like 200 bucks out of those 10,000. But that patience or that systematic flow actually gave me the strength to later convert that ability to make money, more money. In fact, what I was earning earlier at this moment, because I'm not doing any gamble, I'm creating a kind of a handsome ROI on my monthly capital.
Actually, I was just going to ask you that if you want to share any ROI
Hmm.
that you are targeting or you're drawing right now.
So people would say that this is not possible, but my trading style and my ROI generation strategy is a bit different, right? I I do not uh, think that 3 or 5% monthly basis, or 3 or 5%, or 7 to 8%. So my style is absolutely different. I have 22 days in the market,
Right.
excluding weekend, right? And let it be any holiday or Indian vacations are out there.
Mhm.
So let's consider on an average, I have 18 days.
Mhm.
I have a capital. I'm not running after huge risk and reward. What I do generally, I prefer to have 1% of my capital on daily basis, right? If all 18 days goes into like a kind of profitable days, then I would be earning 18% ROI on my monthly capital instead of just 3 and 4%. Had it been 15%, then at least 9% I would acquire. So this is something what I've been doing in the ROI. So for example, if my capital is like 50,000, then I'm pretty much able to make it like additional 30,000, 35,000 on top of it.
Sounds good. And also
Yeah.
the two things that I took from everything that you have described. I think the biggest win that I see is you started with a really small amount. You started with 1,500, right? You could have
Yes.
started with 50,000, and if that had blown off, that would
Uh-huh.
have been like maybe a bigger shock. And a bigger blow to take when you're starting, right? So that is a very nice thing. And the second thing is, if one is not doing knowledge backed things in the market, it is gambling, right? So
Yes.
till and until you don't have that understanding or that knowledge, like you said, right, you had that inquisitiveness of how market is working. And it was also very nice when you said that if I am losing, there's someone who is winning. So let's try and understand what that person is doing, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, nice. Let's talk about SMC and smart money concept, right? I don't think that is as prevalent, especially in the Indian market. So could you explain a little bit more about that? And if there's somebody who wants to study, what is it that they should do?
Hmm. So see, it's not like that. It's not famous, or it's not been a kind of the spectrum of this SMC is not there in India. Definitely, there are people who are following the price action these days, right? But my recommendation, or my personal view on using of this SMC is to combine multiple things, because the more you refine this SMC or the price action, it will give you more benefits. As I told a few minutes back, that I've started combining the smart money concepts plus price action plus ICT concepts, right? So it will give you the strength to understand the behavior of market, because I'm not running after the huge profit. What I'm running after if whether if I'm taking uh, like quality trades or not.
Right.
Initial days I was taking like 40-50 trades a day, and I'm not
40,
joking.
50 trades a day. Okay.
40-50 trades
Mhm.
per day, because I was taking revenge from the market. Why market has taken my stop loss? Let's take some amount from the market. And the more I went into that revenge mode, I actually went into more loss. Right now, I generally do 1 or 2 trades a day.
Okay.
I wait for trades like for 5 hours, 8 hours. Sometimes I had to wait for a quality trade for 2 to 3 days. But that's fine. That's not a problem because if smaller trades which are like more in the numbers, and if they are giving you 0.5%, 0.1%, right? But if I'm waiting for a quality trade that will give you 5 to 7% in just one trade, then why not to wait for that?
Right.
So that is something.
Explain a little bit more about ICT because I believe it's the first time when I am hearing about ICT.
Okay, so ICT is like there's a person on YouTube,
Okay.
Michael. He has created one concept, or he's the creator of this concept called ICT.
Okay.
It's called as inner circle trading or inner circle trader.
Okay.
Trader, right? So most of the trading concepts what I follow is related to the order blocks, order
Okay.
flow, fair
Hmm.
value gaps, rejection blocks, mitigation blocks. A lot of concepts which are specifically the fundamental of all these concepts is price action only.
Okay.
But this person, the Michael has added more value by providing the refinement on top of it.
So is there any indicator that he is given
No
or
indicators. No,
okay.
they the people have created indicators though,
Hmm.
but I do not use or utilize any indicators because
Okay.
once you are into the price action zone or era, then you would have that strength to remove all indicators from your system
Okay.
because you are not relying on the previous market data. Huh.
Right.
It's just that you can capture the moves in the real market.
Okay. There's little bit I know about smart money concepts, but there's something that I had read, and it was about that one tries to see what is the demand and the supply zone with respect to institutions, right? So is it something that you do?
Yes, and some misconception in the market.
Mhm.
Please try to because what YouTube there are two type of entities in the market. What you'll find as a content creator on the YouTube, you would find two type of people. One is YouTubers who call themselves as traders, but in fact or in uh, reality they are just YouTubers. They have learned very few concepts by watching or whatever what through whatever medium they've learned some techniques like utilization of moving average or putting some indicators on on your system to fetch one trade to get some signals. And there are people who are actually watching you, right? And those people are called the institutions, the bigger players, the whales of the market. They are looking at the same chart, right? So there is a concept. If there is a specific pattern, let's say a double top pattern is there in the market, right? Then you should be selling once the market is out of there. A simple concept, right? If you are looking at that pattern, don't you think that the person or the institutions or the entities who is actually creating those pattern would they not be looking at it, right? Definitely they have an eye on it. What they'll do, the moment you see that pattern, a lot of retailers like us with small capital would put their amount, would put their money on the basis of that pattern. And once enough money, enough liquidity is generated, FII, DII institutions would come and then in just one candle, they'll wipe off all your money, right? So based on supply and demand, we need to understand because um, where people put their stop losses, I put my entries on it. I try to rely most of the times on capturing the liquidity, because liquidity is fundamental, is the soul of the market. If you understand the liquidity concepts, I don't think so success is any longer far away from you.
Okay.
Because
Good.
I've been putting almost 80% of my trading time to working on the liquidity and the liquidity hunts to understand this overall concept. It has l- immense level of variations, or the the power which you can acquire to flow in the direction of the bigger institutions. I mean, you need to trade with them. If they are going to sell, just sell with them. If they are going to buy, buy with them. And supply and demand is one of those concepts which can be utilized, but based on the understanding. If you understand the behavior of the market and putting supply and demand as your instrument, then definitely it will be a much smoother ride for you. You are not going to ride against the swim lane.
Yeah, so basically, if we understand that our supply demand zone might just match with the institutions and we may be on the right
Correct,
side of the
correct,
trade, right?
correct, correct,
So,
correct,
okay, if
correct.
somebody wants to learn SMC, right? Like tomorrow, let's say I
Hmm,
don't know anything about SMC, which is actually the fact I really don't know a lot. If I want
hmm.
to learn and I want to start, where do I start?
Okay. So if you, there could be two different kind of people who would like to learn it. One who have got a little experience in the trading market, and there is someone who does not know about the market at all. I would give my recommendations to the first one, who have got little understanding of the market.
Mm,
Forget everything.
mm,
Like, do not remember what you've done. If you'd like to learn smart money concepts, you need to you need to start from scratch. Your beginning has to be absolutely from the zero level, because you are not going to. And initially, that's a kind of understanding. If you are patient enough, if you can be disciplined, do not think about earning the money in the initial phase of it. Rather, what you can do, you can just try to capture the right moves and then take uh, right level of trades. So for them, they would need to understand the market behavior, the market bias, market direction, structure of the market, and what multi-time frame analysis is one of those traits that any kind of trader should have, right? Until unless you are following the multi-time frame analysis, then it will be a bit difficult for you to trade in the market, because market is a kind of fractal thing.
Could you
Charts
explain
maybe.
this? Could you explain this multi-time frame analysis a little more?
Uh,
Like,
I'm going to. Okay. So what will happen? Just consider this market as a place, or maybe we all have seen like cauliflower, right? So cauliflower has different cauliflower, or maybe if you have a cauliflower, then you'll break a chunk out of it. It will become smaller cauliflower, right? Then again break it. It
mm,
will become again a similar kind of, because it's a kind of fractal. What you'll see in the bigger form,
mm,
the moment you break it down into different elements, it'll look like almost same. So
okay.
similarly, if we talk about multi-time frame, the multi-time frames could be your way to success. Reason, if you're not following the multi-time frame, so for example, I'm doing my analysis in smaller time frame, let's say 5 minutes time frame, and in the five minutes time frame, the market shows the market is in the downtrend. So based on that, what you'll do, you'll put your money into the downtrend. But if you look at the bigger time frame, then you would see the market is not in the downtrend. Market is in uptrend. The downtrend, what you saw, it is just a pullback, and market is going to be taking all the capital from that level and then would go again into the uptrend. Then what you'll do, right? So what I generally prefer, the moment I start my day, the first thing I saw or see is like to have a look on the instrument from the bigger time frame. I prefer the daily time frame is my bias or directional time frame. The first thing in the morning. Once I'm confirmed that this is going to be the direction of the market, then I do not go to like in a different direction. So for example, I'm talking about euro USD or gold commodity, right? And gold is going to be in the downward direction or in the downtrend. So what will do, but still market would, it's not that you've understood that the market is going to go into the downtrend and immediately you would put your money over there. So first you would need to analyze if your direction is clear, right? You're going in the selling direction, but you need to understand from where.
Levels.
From where. So identify that level by utilizing SMC and ICT is pretty much simple. So once I see that market would go up, go to a POI, which is known as a point of interest, would do a pullback up till there, and then from there, if market shows any reactions in the same direction, your selling direction, take a trade. Because
Okay.
now the bigger time frame shows that it's going in the down direction. Now you have confirmed from the smaller time frame it's going into the in the down direction. So that means you have two confirmations now. Once you have two confirmations, then you can easily go into the same direction, because you know market from the bigger time frame it's going to take you to the direction.
Okay. Yeah, I think that sounds. Time back, you mentioned that there was a mentor that you found, and I believe that was like a turning point for your trading psychology. So could you just tell how that mentor helped you, in a short way maybe, and how important it is to have a mentor?
Okay, so when I joined my mentor, so it was like as I told you that I was struggling a lot with my psychology, right? I was extremely poor with risk and reward management. I was not, it's a kind of a FOMO, I would say, right? Whenever market is going in a in one direction and I see that there was a potential which I actually missed. So without knowing anything, I tried to ride on the same bus. And you know what happened most of the times, market is already in uptrend. The moment I joined at very late time, right? Or maybe at very top of it, when market is already given to its stakeholders what it could have like provided. So from that point, the market started showing some reverse signals, but I did not understand whether the market would go there or not. The moment market started showing reverse signals, I tried to put more money to average, and eventually, two or three times my initial account got completely uh, backed up. Right, it was completely gone. I did not have capital in it. Right, it happened multiple times with me. I shared this problem, multiple other problems with my mentor. He actually gave me some recommendations, tried to work with me personally on personal level, because by joining real estate, it's kind of, you are not just going to have a mentor, but a good friend who can help you in your ups and downs, right? I initially like bothered him a lot. So whenever I got stuck at one particular moment, I tried to call him and he never hesitated replying back, right? And honestly, if you do not have a mentor in any of the stream, be it trading, be it technical, or any other stream, any other occupation, then definitely you would struggle at some time. Reason, most of the times when you are trying to do some stuff, you are able to do it, but if you're stuck at some situation, then where is a way how to get out of it, right? Who would answer these questions? So you would need to have at least one guru or one mentor at that particular moment. And if someone is trying to get their hands in trading, so my recommendation high time would be to connect or to get one good mentor who has got experience. There would be a lot of people who are very famous in the market. I would not call their names, but they charge a lot. But I don't know whether they are going to help you in the same way the Nilesh sir is doing, my mentor. So get a mentor and then uh, do some discussions, create your growth plan, and once that is done, then this is not just like a very small process. It is a process that takes time, because if we are going to become a doctor, then we would need to spend at least 5 to 8 years in practicing and studying, right? And post that, you would become a doctor. Good or bad, that's up to you. But you would finally become a doctor, right? And then start earning some money. And why we are thinking that by entering into the trading and after 3 months you'll be able to earn? Why don't you take it as a business? Why don't you take it as another occupation? And the good thing with the trading is that it will give you freedom. Freedom as in, you do not require a team. You do not require a big setup. You do not require someone who would tell you that what to do, right? You are the boss. You are the employee. You are the one who will be taking the decisions. You have complete control over it, right? So get a mentor, create your growth plan, be patient. That's the only mantra. Be patient. It's not overtime or overnight success that you'll get. It will take at least 3 years to understand the market, and then start. Once you understand the market now, then definitely you'll be able to take good trades. वो पैसा आएगा नहीं आएगा वो आपकी ट्रेड के ऊपर डिपेंड करेगा, but definitely you'll become someone who would understand the behavior of the market. At least 2 years to देना पड़ेगा. It will require.
That's nice. I think once you
Yeah.
start understanding, it's, I think, human nature to keep doing better once you understand how things are, right? Okay, so now
Correct.
I'm going to take a different track, something that we had
Sure.
discussed before the podcast, and let's talk about prop trading and what you are doing there. And yeah.
Mm. Okay. So this is like um, another way of trading, right? When you connect with a prop firm, what they call it as a funded trader. When you become a funded trader, you would doing the same trading. You would apply the same trading strategies, but you would not be working on your capital. They'll provide you the capital. You'll be working for them as a consultant. That means they would give you one account, and you would do the trade on that account based on your performance. If you are able to achieve one specific target on monthly basis, they'll get some commission out of it, whatever you've earned, and rest of the amount you would be getting in your bank account as a consultation fee, or as a fee, or I would rather say as a salary to the consultant, which you would become a funded trader. Some prop firms are there who would give you like 80 and 20 ratio, like 80% is your amount and 20% they'll take as their cut. Some prop firms are there who would give you like 100% cut, right? But in the market also, as we've seen, like when we see a lot of dump or damp, you would see mushrooms would start growing up there, right? So similarly, in India or wherever the prop firms are there, some some prop firms have started showing their signals, or maybe have started appearing into the market, but not every prop firm is worth taking a participation into. What you need to consider before going with a prop firm, you need to research a lot.
Okay.
You need to share their track record, not back record, in fact, the track record, their reviews. You would need to do a lot of research before putting your money, because once you try to become a funded trader, there is an initial amount of fee that you are supposed to pay to them. And on an average, there are two different type of phases. The phase one, where they would give you one specific amount of capital. There are some strict rules that you need to follow. They would ask you to uh, generate one specific target in phase one. Similarly, once you clear the phase one, they'll ask you to create uh, another target for phase two. Once those two phases are done, then they would give you one master account. And master account is the one where you would do the trade and then get the profit out of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then psychologically, given that you are not trading your own money and you're trading somebody else's money.
So that's a lot of responsibility, right? I can take a risk, more risk. I can be aggressive with my money, but obviously they have set some rules. You would have to
I
follow
was just
those
going to
rules.
say, maybe they will have
If
some strict
yeah,
rules to
they
monitor,
have.
right?
So, for example, if they've given you money like 10,000 US dollars, right? Do not consider that this is $10,000 the complete amount. What they'll say, there is a drawdown. Drawdown in two terms. One, the daily drawdown. That means out of those $10,000, you can maximum go into the loss of 500 US dollars. Post that, if you go beyond that, like $501 viewer, then they'll stop your account. You would become an invalidated prop firm trader. You'll be out of it from that phase. Your money would be gone. And the overall drawdown, overall drawdown is going to be maximum 10% of the actual capital. So that means 10,000 cut 10% is going to be
Your, I
$1,000
think your voice
within
is
that
breaking.
overall capital. If you go beyond that, go above that, then the money would be coming.
Yeah, I think the last 1 minute your voice is
Can you
breaking.
hear me?
I can hear you, but it's breaking. The voice is breaking and coming.
Shall I repeat that?
Yeah, you'll have to repeat the last sentence.
From where? From where?
When you started talking about drawdowns पे limit है, वहां से you
Okay.
can.
So there are two types of drawdowns, right? Because what I said that it's going to be very strict rules. If you're putting or if you're taking someone else's money, not yours, um, so there are rules. Rules as in every prop firm would give you the drawdown limit. Drawdown limit on daily basis and drawdown limit on overall basis. For daily drawdown, they would allow you to loss up to 5% of overall capital, and overall drawdown is going to be maximum 10%. If you have uh, if you're going above that loss limit on overall basis, then they'll cancel your account. You would fail that challenge because they call it as challenge. We have two phases, that's why it's been called as a prop firm challenge. So once you clear those two challenges, they would give you a certificate, and then post that they'll set up one account for you as a master account. And
Okay.
for someone who would like to learn uh, trading and different strategies, they can start not by putting their own money. Go get one prop firm account. It can be it can be captured just with 2500 INR, right? Then start your trading account, do some research, apply, because if you go into the market, then how much money you would need? At least 5,000, 10,000 US dollar would be needed, right? But if they're giving you a simulation account of 10,000 US dollars within what I'll say like 20 $25, then that's good for you, right? At least you would have that much amount, so you can take proper level of risk, and then reward can be accordingly adjusted. But it's just that we need to follow the rules. If we are not following the rules, we are not going to get through it.
The system itself would throw us out. So
Correct.
I believe you also have a YouTube channel, and there are a couple of things that you are also doing in terms of,
Yes.
teaching and mentoring. So could you tell us about your
Okay.
channel? And obviously, we'll be putting your channel link in the description. But could you tell why you
Okay.
started it and what all you're doing there?
Okay. So the reason why I started it, because I actually became a victim of false traders. I followed their advices, and it never got me into the profit, right? Because some predefined systems, someone is selling some course. So it's not, I'm not selling any courses. What I'm actually looking into, I'm trying to provide the information through my channel based on the different concepts what I have been able to create by utilizing the derivatives of price action, be it ICT or any other. Is to provide like knowledge to the people who actually would like to learn. And you would see on my channel, I often uh, like provide live trading sessions. Those live trading sessions are not related to any tips or signals. It's just like we come on that platform, the YouTube people. I do not see a lot of people coming over though. So it's just because the mindset of the people is that uh, if I'm looking for some live trading session, then I should be able to get some signals, which they get disappointed at my channel. So once people come in, then we take a particular scenario into the market, try to apply our ICT, SMC, and price action concepts, and to see whether those concepts are working or not. Because in most of the sessions or most of the YouTube videos, you would see the people are working on the previous data of charts. They are showing the order blocks or maybe different strategies on the previous data, which has been already happened, right? if i had the if I had the information which is already occurred in the past, then definitely I could put my views that yahan par ye hua, then it came back to here, so I can definitely and easily analyze it. But to analyze the live data into the market and then applying your concepts whether they are working or not, then it's a big challenge. And through this channel, what I've been doing, I'm taking the live market into the scenario, trying and applying my concepts. People are learning, people are actually trying to create some amount of understanding. Because in the people in the market or people on my channel specifically, my subscriber, uh, they are not going to any other channel. They've stopped taking the help of indicators. They have stopped taking the or watching the different strategies and analysis. They are only focusing on the YouTube channel, which is like the grab the liquidity. That's my channel name, and the concepts what I've been teaching. And at some level, if people are more interested, then I do provide one-on-one coaching.
Okay.
Like that's not like a course, but it's a kind of providing my consultation. I'm just consulting them to get like through out of a situation, or maybe if they would like to understand a particular topic in details, right? And the fee is absolutely nominal for them. Everyone can afford it because I just want them to be capable of earning the money. It's not that, it's not about the money. It's about like if I have some knowledge, because and I've been a corporate trainer. I've been a faculty for 5 years. Around 900 students were passed through my hands. So I have the tendency to teach people, right? I love teaching.
Okay.
And this one hidden benefit out of this kind of training session is that the more I'm providing my knowledge to others, the more I'm going to get. I'm learning
Right.
more day by day. So that is something.
That is very true about teaching, right? Because I am also
Yeah.
someone who is very passionate about teaching. It's actually in my blood. So,
Oh wow.
yeah. So, as much when we speak or when we try to convey what we know, in a way we revise, and we get to
Correct.
know
Yeah.
if
So
there's something
that's
that we are missing.
sometimes my wife's on a lighter note. She says like, you don't have any subscribers. You don't have any lot of subscribers. But
Okay.
why do you still come to the market and do the live trading sessions? So multiple times I told her that, boss, this is not related to I'm YouTube is not my focus. Absolutely and honestly, YouTube is not my focus. If I'm putting my time in trading instead of YouTube, I would be able to earn more money. But it's just that I wanted to provide the information, the right information to the market, to the people who would actually like to learn. And in my community, I have people who, a few taxi drivers are there, rickshaw drivers are, electricians are there. They're actually taking small amount of money and then trying their hands, because if you would go to some bigger name, then they would charge 10 lakhs, 8 lakhs, sometimes 50 lakhs. I have someone in Dubai, right, who is a kind of bigger name, and they are charging like insane amount of money, and people are giving them.
Right.
So if you are making, and the sense of relief and sense of happiness comes in when I see the people are actually utilizing the strategies and the concepts what I ask them to utilize. So that gives me a sense of relief, a sense of happiness. I'm absolutely like, okay, I'm good.
That's
Yeah.
nice to know. So the last question that I have for you, if I remember the date correctly, you said it was 12th June 2022 when you
12 June
start.
2022.
Yes.
Yes.
So now even I'm going to remember the date. But yeah, so that's the date when you started this journey. So let's say if you were to meet that Divesh today, okay, who's just
Mm-hmm.
starting out, and you had to tell him a couple of things that he
Sure.
should keep in mind on this journey, what would those be?
Mm. Okay. First of all, do not enter if you've not learned, if you're not taking any mentorship, or what I would rather say, right? Because it's your hard earned money. People struggle to earn money, and if you are putting your money into the stock market can take everything from you if you have not learned, right? So be prepared, learn before you enter into the market, right? Try to find the right mentor, and please do not follow the what I'll say, finfluencers, the finance influencers, finfluencers, because what they'll tell you to utilize moving average. I don't know whether they get any commission out of moving average or not, but that's a pathetic way to start with your moving average and your journey towards a training. So learning is your key to the success, right mentor, your path to the growth. And be patient, be humble. Do not think that you are a superstar just after a couple of trades. The market can turn up your mind anytime.
That's nice. Thank
Yeah,
you. Thanks a lot for this
no worries.
podcast. One thing that I felt while talking to you, given you are from the IT background, and even I am from the IT background, I could sense a lot
Oh
of
wow,
logical reasoning in what you're saying. So it's important for you to understand why what is the way it is, right? And I think you try to do
correct.
the same thing and apply that to the markets. That is what we engineers most often
And
do.
and on jokes apart, right? If you are talking about this market, and if you think, just give me a second,
Yeah.
and you think that being from a technical background, you will be able to do a lot of stuff over there. Forget it.
It doesn't
It's
work
not
like
going to
that.
help you. It's not going to help you.
Yes. I agree. I totally agree. Thing again. So yeah, Divesh, thanks a lot, and hopefully we'll be able to have this talk again in the future.
Sure.
And we'll definitely put in
Uh-huh.
your channel links and how people can get in touch with you. Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank
Yep.
you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
You for watching the video till the end. Hopefully, you enjoyed the conversation as much as I did with Devesh. If you know any traders or you yourself are a trader who would like to, be part of this podcast and have a conversation and share your learnings with the world, please drop in a comment. Our team will definitely get in touch with you again for the next podcast. Thank you, and we'll be